The hosts of the Swine Brothers show are not role models. They're not even human. They're complete monsters. The Swine Brothers show is dumb, crude, thoughtless, ugly, sexist, self-destructive, foolish, and a crime against humanity. Some of the things they do would cause a person to get hurt, expelled, arrested, possibly deported. The fact they blatantly ripped this off from another source should be an indicator of their shameless depravity. This extreme in bad taste will offend anyone with a working brain, so listener discretion is advised. If you're still here, welcome to the sewer of the internet.
Today I found out what it was like to piss my pants once again.
You're not screen sharing. And welcome to the Swine Brothers show after that bit of unprofessionalism. Episode 173. Not that you'll notice anything, but I did. You can email us at cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. Facebook is Swine Brothers. The show where I believe the average body weight of this show is about the equivalent of a monster truck. I am your host, Elliot Lindemood, and my co-host is...
I am the Jim, and I need more deodorant for my crotch.
Good.
So anyways, I saw a quick little video that was online, and I just had to play it because I found it hilarious.
Yes.
Ugh. I'm so sick of talking about men. Ugh. I have a male baby, and it's just all the time, it's feed me, pay me attention to me, engage me. Ugh, so boring. Men. It's always about men. What?
That's it. Alright guys, I'm gonna come.
Oh my god! What are you doing? No! Oh my god! You're my fucking son! What are you doing? No! You can't be doing this to me! Oh my god! Oh my god! Stop it! Stop it! Get off!
Okay, I guess it's time to get off then. I don't know. That's going through my head, you know. Talk about male baby, you know.
I have no comments.
That's good, you have no comments. That's just how my brain works.
All right.
Let's see. We heard of drunk people up and down the country hoarding traffic cones, but this is just ridiculous. Kingston police officers had to call out members on Halloween weekend after responding to reports of men dressed as traffic cones. The group of 5 men dressed as orange cones were repeatedly blocking traffic in Kingston town around 4:40 a.m.
Sounds like a party.
Police uploaded a photo with details of the bizarre situation. It's not bizarre, it's totally logical. You get completely hammered, you're like, hey, I got these costumes. Put them on, like, let's do it comes naturally. You know, 6 hits of acid later, you're walking around town, I'm a traffic cone.
I am a traffic cone.
God.
You mean you're arrested as a traffic cone? No. I am a traffic cone.
Should the men have been arrested? No, they were performing their civic duty.
The civic duty.
But they probably weren't fined.
Yes, the civic duty of dressing up like a traffic cone. We approve on this show. We also approve of burning down your whole city because why not?
Because someone thinks, you know, Disturbed is metal.
Disturbed is metal, though.
We have to set them on fire. Do I have
Jim, Disturbed is metal. You've never heard Disturbing the Peace, the 1980s thrash album by the thrash metal band called I love doing that to you. I love doing that to you.
We got that.
So we're back. We're doing 3 shows in 3 days.
I'm going to try keeping this up as long as work permits me. Try to do something every day just because I'm sick and tired of doing nothing. Other
Yes.
than work, go home, and be disgruntled, maybe play a few video games. I need
Then
more
one day,
life experience and to talk to people other than myself.
and then one day choke to death on a corn dog.
That's right, choking to death on corn dogs.
That is how we will probably both die.
Yes, we will all die that way.
Someone the reason I make the joke is someone suggested when we were coming up with ideas because the show used to be called Political Trendy Radio and I didn't like the title of that show because long story. Anyway, because
The
we're
long
not.
story was an obscure punk band no one ever heard of.
It was an obscure punk song by an obscure punk band no one had ever heard of, and I thought it sounded kind of punk, but everyone thought it was political. But anyway, when I was looking for a new show, somebody why not call it Two Fat Fucks?
Yeah, well, we went with Swine Brothers just because something else blew up at the time. It was like something else, and it was fucking awesome. And Alpha Megasin let me steal this title card he made for that incident, so I just did so and modified it a bit because
Which essentially is the same thing.
I mean, seriously, a show that has such prime audio as that.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
The stupidest question was, well, you're not going to allow any girls on the show?
Yeah, that was dumb after we had, like, how many females come on and do co-hosting and shit.
Like 2. And if you'd like to co-host the show, if you're
3.
female. Yeah,
3.
Yeah, okay, 3. If you'd like to come on and if you do a guest spot on the show, and you're not completely stupid, we'll try you out. Not saying there's anything wrong with the 2 of us, just we're not closed.
What the fuck is this?
Chaz wants to get back on, so
He does.
yeah. It's just we can never work around what he's
Working.
working or whatever. So, but he's okay.
And imagine all the things that you would do to it.
Okay, all the things I do to a body, like set people on fire. Gotcha.
Okay.
What? If I completely derailed thought, no.
What? Yes. What else have you got?
Absolutely nothing.
Good. I've got shit. So, I've been trying because Jim has no brain anymore. In fact, I doubt he ever had a brain. I've been trying to jog his memory about bands he's seen and heard and shit like that.
Oh, God. You're talking about way back in the day whenever we used to have death metal shows at the Greensburg Fire Department and shit.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like fun.
Yes,
But,
it was fun.
How many drugs?
Actually, I was sober at the time. Well, at first. Because this is the point in my life where I was like, yeah, I'm fucking insane, so I'm high on life. Because, insanity distorts reality.
It does, but not enough.
I found that out. That was like the end of my junior year in high school. I finally got out. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to have fun for the senior year. I looked up to Howard Stern, obviously a nickname. Well, he was smoking his bowl, said, give me that shit, took a hit, and gave it back to him. And I don't really remember anything else of that night after that point, because I smoked a lot of pot. But I made a complete ass out of myself and enjoyed it. So the one time I do remember was I took my buddy Jeff out because he was always buying fake pot. Like he could never get his hands on the real shit. It's like fine, I got some creeper bud. We went out to one of the local parks, and there was this little wooded section behind it that we went up to hide from everyone. We had a couple pop cans we were drinking, and one was empty, so I punctured some holes in it, and we smoked the butt out of that. And I remember Jeff saying, "Dude, I feel nothing. This is fake. This is fake shit." I'm like, "Dude, it's creeper butt. It'll hit you later. Just smoke more of it." "No, this is bullshit. This is fake." He stands up.
Yep.
Then slumps right back down on his ass laughing.
I've many times where, especially the first time you try something, this is fake. It's not, and then you stand up. Oh.
Where am I?
And why am I?
But you see, back in the day when I started hitting up the Greensburg Fire Department for death metal shows. By the way, if you were in a band there, I'm sorry, I could only remember the name Necrotomy of all the other bands, and I can't even find their shit online now. And I was too broke to buy any of the tapes. So, yeah. But if you were performed at the Greensburg, Pennsylvania Fire Department, you know, and we're in a death metal band, because that's what we went there to see. Yeah, just say down there and say, "Fuck off, you fucker, you don't remember me."
Yes. I found a lot of bands that sort of jogged his memory completely by accident, because I am, as Jim knows, a bit of a, I don't know, musical
Nerd.
archaeologist guy. Basically, I like a lot. Some people want to do all the drugs. I want to listen to all the metal. It's something I can't help. It's something I never thought about. It's completely natural. And so anyway, so I'll find these bands and I'll send them to him. You know, that sounds really familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, well, they're from like a really small town in Pennsylvania near you. Incantation was a couple, about 60 miles to the east or whatever. So they might have come over. It's not inconceivable, at least from where I am.
I know that I heard the demo recently, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, that sounds like it was on a mixtape."
Yeah, probably. If you heard Durketta, on one of those mixtapes, because they're actually from near. It's funny because I'm friends with a couple of members from Durketta, and they're like, "We were at the Behemoth show that one time." I was like, "Oh yeah, I know someone who was there too." And I believe Craig from Reaper Metal Productions, which is one of the best channel. Go after the show. Don't do it now. Do it after the show. Subscribe to Reaper Metal Productions. Anyway, he lives in Ohio, the Cleveland area, but they go over to Pittsburgh to see metal. You know, Midnight and bands like. And nowadays, there's a great band from your neck of the woods called Lady Beast.
Yeah, I know. I heard them. They're pretty decent.
Yes,
they're more current than my back in the day. It was like,
I wasn't around back then, obviously. But so obviously, the LA punk and metal scene is very well known. We gave the world, let's see, Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, Hyrax, Dark Angel. Some Sadistic Intent, The Germs, Black Randy of the Metro Squad, The Middle Class. Glam. I do apologize for the glam.
Yes, you should.
But when I was growing up, I got into the punk and metal scene about 2009, 2010, and if I may. I would like to play you what I consider one of the best metal bands, sort of where I grew up, although a little bit away. But I knew friends of the band and things like that, and I'll be playing a selection of basically what I grew up listening as local bands.
Well, just damn post the link or whatever the hell, however the hell we're doing that. I don't care.
So I gotta open the conversation. Skype is an interesting. It's not the most professional.
You should have had it open to begin with.
There, play, die. And that was Witch Haven with Faces of Death. And that was the first time I really heard that sort of black thrash thing. You know, I heard black metal, I heard thrash, but how do you combine those two? So that was the first time I really ever heard anything. And I had some friends in high school who knew like Witch Haven, Bonded by Blood, Merciless Death, bands like that. And then later on, when I met Puke and the gang, most of the bands we saw, they were shitty punk bands who released like one CD, CDR of. But I don't just want to talk about the bands we see, experiences, things that happen.
Uh-huh.
And what?
I mean, I remember the first time I was called a poser. Okay.
Me too.
And that was at one of the death metal shows, and my response being the fucking, 17-year-old I was, or was just sitting there and I went off on a rant that sounded a lot like I played way too much Grand Theft Auto, except this was back in 1992, 93.
Yeah.
Wherein, that game wasn't invented yet, so it was just me ranting insanely.
Yes.
And I was actually accepted, not because of the rant, but because the guy was like, oh, so you think that's freedom? What if you're just being a slave to your impulses? And I sat there and considered the option. The fact that I actually debated that with myself was what let me be part of this group. Of course, at the time, I was young and rambunctious, thought it was the rant itself that made me part of that group, but no, I later learned what the hell was going on.
The first
Questioning your own reality.
The first time I was called a poser, I was 14, and I put up a vehement defense of why the Black Album was thrash metal.
That's sad.
Hey, I was 14. You didn't even get into metal till fucking you were like 16.
Yeah.
At least I got a head start on my poserdom.
Exactly.
And
As you should.
The guy just told me to buy Kill 'Em All. That was it. He didn't really argue. He just said, "Look, buy Kill 'Em All." And so the next day we went to, we went somewhere, and Kill 'Em All was in the record store. Remember back when record stores existed?
They still do. You just gotta look real hard.
Yeah, I mean, even back then they were sort of going, but they was still. So anyway, so I bought Kill 'Em All, and I had a portable CD player at the time, and an iPod, but I didn't, because I didn't have a desktop yet, so everything I couldn't put stuff on my iPod by myself yet, because I didn't have a desktop, so I'd have the CD player for stuff that I couldn't get on my iTunes, iTunes yet. So anyway, got a CD player, got the little, the over-the-ear headphones, which they didn't block out any sound, but they were great. Actually decent speakers. So anyway, I put it on and it hit the lights happen. Which, by the way, the intro is ripped off from Weapon, but more of that. So anyway, it's lights happen. The guitar fade in and the drum fills, and wait, that's because I heard Master of Puppets once, right? But even that is nothing compared to Kill 'Em All. It was so rabid and so I just remember, oh, that's thrash metal. I couldn't listen to the Black Album after that because, well, I still listened to it, but I didn't hear what I thought I heard. So and LA scene back in the day was really vibrant. Like I said, all the band, and there's a lot of different scenes of LA. I mean, I don't know how your thing is, but Los Angeles is a bunch of little small towns kind of combined into one thing called Los Angeles. So there's a valley scene, there's a beach scene, there's a and I sort of drifted through all of them.
I mean, Pittsburgh is kind of that on a smaller scale, but at the same time, we seldom went to Pittsburgh. So this is just more like, we're here in the suburbs, and like you walk far enough, you're in the country bumpkin land.
Mm-hmm.
And you go even further, then it's like miles to your next neighbor.
We were at the Anvil show. I saw Anvil at the Whiskey. By the way, great show. And there were a few bands opening up. The first band was a whiny emo band. The second band was called Kickin' Chicken, which was sort of a cross between hard rock, metal, and country. The third band really wanted to be Roots, the Sepultura thing. They even did a cover of Walk by Pantera with the tribal influence. They were called Black Oil.
So I just remember I was at this one alternative show. This is after I started doing drugs. And we're pretty blitzed for it. This is at another fire department up the hill, though, not the one that did all the death metal shows. And I remember one of the bands there was named Rug Burn, and I forget what their set was, or if this was the one that had the black guy that dressed in full Nazi regalia and did the goose step and salute and shit just to piss everyone off. That's literally the only reason he did it. He wanted to piss people off and provoke them. I remember that because that was awesome. But during one of the band's sets, one of them had like a muffin and threw it into the crowd, and it hit Howard Stern in the face. And he's like, "Oh my God, the muffins are attacking!" And then somewhere along the line, we got like one of those on the way home. I don't know where he got it. It was one of those, walking the invisible dog kind of harnesses.
Yep.
And he put a can of potatoes in it. And he just kept singing "Born Free."
Now the fourth band that came up, and I might be confused. It was 7 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever. And my brain is not very good. The fourth band that came up was from the San Fernando Valley, which is where I'm sort of from, and they were called Social Overload.
Where is it?
Skype chat. It's always in Skype chat.
It's not there. All I got is an asterisk. You didn't copy and paste it correctly. There we go.
Professionalism. That was Social Overload with Defiance. I missed those guys. You know, they actually played at my house twice.
That's cool.
We did house show. The first time we did a house show, we decided to put the band in my the front of the house, which was a bad idea in retrospect because that means all the neighbors can hear it. And the cops were called once, and then they basically just said turn it down and whatever. I don't think they turned it down though. I don't know. I never told anyone to do anything. The second year we put everything in the back, which was a lot smarter because you couldn't hear anything from the front. But yeah, they played at my house twice. As good as that is, they were even better live. Like the energy that they had when they played live was pretty. I mean, you could tell they love those old speed metal records.
Yeah.
You could tell they got a lot of spin out of Exciter and maybe Kill 'Em All or Metallica. But anyway, so that band really made up for. I mean, sitting through. Oh look, here's a core band. Here's a cowpunk type band. Here's a band that really wants to be Pantera mixed with tribal. And then this band comes out and just destroys the whole. And then Anvil came out. Oh, Deceived came out. They were pretty good. They were death metal, but then Anvil came out and they were. So that was really fun. That was I really liked Social Overload. I don't know how you can find any of their music. I guess just look on the internet.
The dangly
yes.
balls of God.
I think they're the band I've seen the most because we went to the Whiskey twice to see them, and they played my house. And great guys. That was the only time I've ever been on a guest list for something.
That's cool.
Yes. What others? So. I'm just thinking about all the different bands, all the different people, and they love thrash for some reason. The scene I was in, as you can tell, they seem to really like thrash and old school heavy metal. The punk bands were sort of all crust grind type bands, and the people were usually pretty friendly. Actually, there's no real stories of any sociopaths.
I mean, the vast majority of the shows I'd been to were mostly big names.
Yeah. I've been to a couple, shows of all different types. But I just mean, the local bands were usually thrash or some form of thrash. Like I said, the people, there weren't really many, I mean, other than us, a band of, merry, violent people.
Yeah.
Violence is fun. Why
Violence
isn't it legal?
is fun, I know. I mean, I remember I got to hang out with fucking Cannibal Corpse. There were Misfits, I think it was Anthrax, and Cannibal Corpse opened for them all. And I was just so amazed hanging out with them, It was like, this is the band I really wanted to see. The other ones, I kind of liked the Misfits, Anthrax, whatever. But, I'm sitting there and I'm talking with, we were talking to members. I got my ticket still signed by them. Bob used to have a t-shirt that was signed by him, but then he went through this weird, it was weird with Bob. He went through this, fucking 1 month long religious phase where he started burning all his metal shit. Then he got out of the religious phase and started recollecting it.
Interesting.
But while I was sitting there with fucking the band, we got back to their wagon, and I'm underage. I'm an inexperienced drinker, and I'm slamming back beer left and right. Mm-hmm. And I ended up puking on myself. And I remember George saying, dude, are you okay? And I was just like, there's nothing wrong with vomiting this soul. I mean, to be fair, I don't know exactly how trashed out of my skull I was, if I even remember that was a Cannibal Corpse song. I mean... But they just raised a toast to me and shipped me outside to hose myself off, then fed me more beer and sent me on my way.
That's pretty death metal.
I mean, and this
Oh,
is from the album that they were touring with at the time, I believe.
We
That was Devoured by Vermin off of Cannibal Corpse's Vile.
I saw Cannibal in 2009 when they were touring for Evisceration Plague. It was at the Mayhem Festival, which Mayhem Festival was interesting if you didn't mind dealing with a lot of shit bands. I mean, on the bill were, let me look up who was on the bill in 2009. Yeah. Yes, Devoured by Vermin. George Fisher tells a great story in the book Extremity Retained, which I believe everyone should buy. King Fowley from Deceased heard that he was joining Cannibal Corpse. You know, he was known as the guy from Monstrosity. King Fowley heard that he was joining Cannibal Corpse, and he goes, "Dude, you're making a huge mistake." What do you mean? Your throat's gonna be shattered. Those guys tour like, all year. And during his first show with Cannibal Corpse, he went to the bathroom before the show, and a guy came up to him and he goes, a kid came up to him and he goes, "Is it true that you're the new Cannibal Corpse vocalist?" He goes, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, this sucks. They're my favorite band." And Fisher wanted to say, what the fuck? What? But what he actually said was, "Oh, come on, give it a chance." But what you're telling me that sucks that I'm gonna be in this band? Fuck you. But anyway, okay. Let me just
That's
okay.
always good whenever people say you suck. Why are you here?
2009 had the better lineup. I know 2008. I also went in 2008. But here's the line for 2009. Marilyn Manson, who we didn't actually see, because playing before Marilyn Manson was Slayer, and I was so pissed about that. How dare Slayer play before Marilyn Manson?
I know,
That
right?
that we left after Slayer. You have a Marilyn Manson story, don't you?
There was like one of the Ozfests he was playing, and I remember. I think it was even one where Slayer was there earlier in the day, and that kind of pissed me off that they were that early. But at the same time, I was still energetic enough to mosh to it.
Yeah.
I remember I was all there hyped. I had stayed up all night because I was working third shift the night before. So I was up, since the night before. And tired, still trying to
Mm-hmm.
for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Stern. God. And he was the one commenting, okay. And I guess he kind of figured out then, that I wasn't just shit talking when I called it complete shit. I could actually sleep through it.
I did try to listen to something off Marilyn Manson's latest album at the time in 2009. I was just like, meh. Anyway, playing before Slayer was Killswitch Engage, which at the time I was sort of getting out of my sort of metalcore phase. That entry level stuff that you like when you're like a young kid. So I was getting out, and I thought I thought the singer was pretty lame because he wouldn't sing most of the set. He just let the crowd sing, and it's like, okay, there's a time and a place for that, but come on, actually sing. Bullet for My Valentine played first on the main stage, and they were awful. Trivium, who I actually slept through. All I remember about Trivium was they had a lot of bass. All That Remains was this guy was trying to hit on the bass player. It was a girl in front of his girlfriend. God Forbid, who actually weren't bad if you like metalcore. Also playing were Cannibal Corpse, Behemoth, Job for a Cowboy, who, despite the stupid name, were out of their sort of deathcore phase and playing a sort of copycat method of death metal. The Black Dahlia Murder, who actually are okay live, and Whitechapel. So it's one of those things where if you're prepared to sit through a lot of crap, then it was fun. I mean, Behemoth, Cannibal Corpse, and Slayer. 2008 had Suicide Silence.
I mean, if it weren't for the fact that I was still in my druggy years, party years and shit, whenever the Ozfest thing started up,
Yeah.
There were a lot of times where like that's all there was to do because the music just sucked.
Yeah.
So I just did drugs till the cool bands hit stage.
I always stayed up really late, like 2, 3 in the morning before the Mayhem Festival because a friend would come over. We just listened to music. Celtic Frost was a big one we listened to, and so I would be super tired, when it was time to. So I'd sleep during the bands I didn't like. It was simple as that. Just Trivium. Trivium's playing. I don't really know them. God, they have a lot of
You
bass.
saved yourself.
I saved myself. I guess Trivium isn't bad. They're just whatever. I don't like metalcore. Okay, simple as that. Um, I've mainly my metal, my metal band stories about meeting bands, just meeting local guys or like bands who've been around a lot, like Despise You. The bassist from Despise You was pretty funny. He was, but I mean, I don't really have stories of partying with Cannibal Corpse
No,
yet.
I mean, fucking
Give it
shit.
time.
Hell. That was another story, too. I was like, this is my second Guar show. They were touring for We Kill Everything.
Oh.
And I bumped into whoever was the beefcake at the time. I was on so much acid.
Bishop recorded it, but I think Orr played live.
Yeah, and I remember, the one thing I remember from tripping that hard was, like, we were talking about how they rigged the jizz machines to shoot the blood and semen and everything on the crowd. And I was trying to take notes on that mentally, tripped out of my skull, and I remembered most of it.
I asked Brocky via email, and he gave me a whole thing about about how they do that, and about like how they have huge tanks that look like old airplane gas tanks or whatever
Mm-hmm.
that fucking just filled with it. And he was talking about how for a long time the blood would be hot, really really hot. So you decapitate the Pope and you go to drink a nice cool drink of blood, but it's really hot. So then they started chilling the blood, and the first time they chilled the blood, they played an outdoor festival when it was like 40 degrees. So it was like basically ice dripping on. They were screaming because it was so cold. Oh God, no, not more blood. Almost. I mean, talking to the guys from Excruciating Terror, great grindcore band from the West Coast, or ACDC. No, not that ACDC. ACXDC.
Mm-hmm.
Antichrist Demon Core. Who, although
See,
the
whenever
guy
I was
hates.
talking to Beefcake, I remember the whole thing was like, because I was talking about like the way it was back in the day when they first started, because I wanted to start my own. They're like, oh, well, we just went around dumpsters and grabbed fucking used fire extinguishers and just punctured holes in them and shit and cleaned them out
Yep.
and used that for the shit.
Yeah, and
I
they
was
would.
like, really? That's cool now.
I did meet Scott Ian once. Which is weird because I never mentioned Anthrax. I talked about SOD and the Crap Society North demo. Didn't mention Anthrax at all. I even called, hey, you're the guy from SOD. He's like, yeah. Just wait, you're not going to say the guy from Anthrax? Okay,
Yeah.
sure. I'm from SOD. So we talked about that, and but generally most of my band stories are just talking with guys from local bands.
I mean, I remember after that Guar show I was talking about, I fucking went up to Hunter Jackson, who was selling merch after the show, and I just sat there and waited for him. And I guess I was hounding him. I don't remember exactly because I was still tripping. I was like, I gotta get a signature from Techno. Because, like, he was my favorite character. Because, he was a scum dog, just like Guar, but he wanted to kill Guar, and that was awesome.
Yes. Yes, that is all pretty awesome. I'm trying to find an Excruciating Terror song. Give me. There we go. I like the baby story that you have.
Oh, yeah. Like, what happened was my one buddy did this little, Halloween float for City of Jeanette doing their parade thing. And, he had a couple of the dead babies he was using to drink blood from left, and we took one to Guar. And we threw it up on stage at the beginning of the set, and they molested the thing throughout the set and threw it back into the crowd. And someone thought they got a piece of Guar, cheering out, yeah, I got a piece of Guar. It's like, dude, my baby, I brought that, threw that on stage. Oh, wow, that's awesome.
That is good.
I mean, I even had, things done, so I had, tubes and shit going through me, and it was really done poorly, because all I had to make it, because I was so poor, was yarn. So I had yarn and a couple medical tubes I got for $1, and stuck that together, and that was my Techno Destructo arm. And somewhere along the set, I ended up getting ripped off, and someone was walking out thinking they also got a piece of Guar. It's like, wow, my costume. Oh, fuck, I thought I had a piece of Guar, man.
Mm-hmm. That is fun, and I've never seen Gar, unfortunately.
Guar?
I mean, I'm a fan. I've just never had the, we did form a sort of DBX Guar covers band thing where we play, more of the punk versions, more of the punk songs from Hello, We Kill, and all the DBX songs.
Gotta get you out at least once while they're still touring. It's not gonna be the same without Brocky, but still,
Well,
the experience is worth it, because you'd get more out of it than, just moshing around and shit, because you're getting slimed.
Yes, I understand this concept. Unfortunately, I have no ride or anything.
I know.
If you'd like to drive me to shows and are located in the California area, email me at cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. But we did do sort of a Guar DBX. I had to memorize all the songs from the live DBX, from the both DBX albums. So it's always fun.
Yes, it's always fun.
Yes.
Always cocaine cola.
Yes, it is fun.
So that's about all I can really talk about. I mean, I took my then wife, who was pregnant with our daughter at the time, out to see Morbid Angel. And I remember one of the opening acts used a lot of feedback. And she said that our daughter was clawing inside her, trying to escape it. But then, whenever Morbid Angel hit the stage, she said that our daughter was just bouncing around, felt like she was happy in there. So I was like, yeah, she likes Morbid Angel.
Morbid Angel is always a good band.
That was her first prenatal concert.
Yes. Morbid Angel, always fun. Excruciating Terror. Look at the World. I saw Excruciating Terror live in a garage somewhere. And they were totally, they ripped. Well, as far as bigger bands, I mean, I've seen plenty. I mean, Napalm Death. It's funny. I saw Napalm Death, and then the next day, my family wanted to go to Disneyland, of all places. I've never felt more of a "you don't belong here" vibe. I saw Napalm Death, Exhumed, Attitude Adjustment, and Municipal Waste at the observatory. Exhumed were cool. They had a chainsaw on stage.
Huh.
And you knew it was a chainsaw because you could smell the gas. But yeah, as far as Napalm Death, they were great. I saw guys did Cannibal Corpse already.
I mean, back in the day, most of it was just an excuse to go out, drink, and do drugs.
That's always fun. I was always more like I was the kind of guy who I hated not knowing who was playing, especially if I liked them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
always hated that too.
I'm one of those guys who like, this is great. Give me every piece of recording you've ever had. Ever done. I'm a musical nerd. But yeah, Excruciating Terror, great stuff. A friend of the band, my friend was playing guitar for them at that time. It was like, hey, why don't you come out? And okay, and we saw Despise You, ACXDC. I think we saw Stapled Shut, but I'm not sure. A bunch of grindcore and power violence bands. Great stuff. Taking hardcore punk to the next level and a little bit beyond that. Who else did we see? I'm not even sure. It's been a while. My brain's stupid.
Well, my brain's fucking retarded after all that abuse I gave it.
Yes, but now you have interesting stories.
Yeah, it depends upon what I'm thinking about at the time. And right now I'm having a hard time coming up with anything. It's more like this thing where it's like, yeah, I was there and I did things, but I don't remember these people.
I saw Behemoth in 2009. They were funny. The singer, no, everyone say praise Jesus. Kidding. I thought that was
good.
I thought that was funny. They play and I don't remember what song Slayer played because I wasn't as I had I knew Angel of Death, but every now I'll hear a Slayer song and be like, oh yeah, they the first time I heard Chemical Warfare, the studio version, I was like, oh yeah, they played that. And I think I could guess what song.
Yeah, I beat the living shit out of myself at their reunion. And you gotta remember, I'm in my 40s now and not a young spring chicken anymore. So that was actual damage I was doing, stuff that took a good couple days to come back from.
Yes, I'm so jealous of you.
I mean, they didn't play my favorite Slayer song, but at least they played my second favorite.
But if you're a new fan, you're not gonna know all the songs overnight.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows was Broken Hope, Disgorge, and Deicide. I've never seen a mosh pit that was 2 floors. There was a 2-floor mosh pit. It was at the Whiskey, and it was funny because they played a song and then stopped for 20 minutes because Glenn Benton's microphone broke. But I was like, what the hell did they stop for? And people, they played all the favorite songs. Broken Hope is a great band. Disgorge, the U.S. band, not the Mexican band. That was a total death metal, with some local bands who were also very. Expulsion played, and a couple others. I don't know, did a dissection cover. That's always good if you do a dissection cover.
Yes, it is.
I can get into that. So yeah, but you've never seen Deicide live, so there's that.
I'm just looking at this thing, the thing about the church ladies, soccer moms calling them Karen now. And
See,
I'm just remembering because there was this article saying, yes, Karen is the thing we got to use to get the kids on our side. Then whenever they realized that Karen was them, they're like, no, Karen's racist. I
I
thought that
never
was fucking
understood.
hilarious. They tried jumping on that bandwagon before they realized, no, this is what they say to make fun of you.
See, I never understood that because every Karen I knew was a Valley girl.
I knew some real slutty Karens.
Yeah, you told me. So
Yeah.
I just call them soccer moms.
Yeah, well, kids are going to do whatever they want with the language. Fuck it. I mean, we did our own things with language. You did things I didn't think were possible, but you did.
You're a fucking anarcha.
No.
That is the cruelest insult I can think of.
That is a very cruel insult. Inhumane.
That I almost feel sorry for that. We saw Ceremony, Municipal Waste, 7 Seconds, and the Circle Jerks. That was pretty fun. And I didn't realize that people don't like. Whenever I like a song, I usually sing along to the song. And I was the only one singing along to like the Circle Jerks songs, and I don't know. I was just like, whatever, fuck it. I like the song.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's a cultural thing. I know Dead Kennedys was saying in D.C. when they played, they were singing along to the song, which he wasn't used to. The band wasn't used to. Back in California, they didn't really sing.
Mm-hmm.
Although people in death metal don't usually, because usually most people can't growl. It's like the guy who tries to growl along to Rain and Blood. Rain and Blood. Oh.
I always sounded like really fucked up when I'd sing along with shit. Because I continually switch things and, sometimes I'd be completely in key, other times completely off.
I can't help it. Whenever I do Angel of Death, I sing it like a death metal song. But like the guy from Obituary. Just because that's what my voice does. Didn't I heard you yelled quite a bit to the Slayer when the Slayer farewell tour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Danimund was complaining because I couldn't hear half the songs because he was just screaming right along with them, and then the other half he didn't. No, that's because they were singing some of my favorites, man. Chemical Warfare.
I'd probably scream a lot along as well. I mean, that's that's who I am.
I probably got some of the lyrics wrong. I was just too into it, didn't care.
It's always a thing, getting lyrics wrong. I need to go back to I haven't been to a show since like 2013 though. I haven't, nobody's, I don't have a ride.
Well, with me, it's a combination of I got work now, so can I make it out? If I can, then do I have the money?
Yeah. But I do listen to a lot of, I ship you like live DVDs all the time. Like, here, watch this. And I know you like the Blood Was Shed in Warsaw DVD.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've watched that so many times. Archgoat. What?
I will say, selling drugs made it a lot easier to hit up like 7 or 8 major concerts in a year.
Yes. Archgoats, although in my opinion, the best concerts aren't the major ones. The best concerts are the ones where, the local bands, because you're a lot closer than them. I mean, when I saw Green Day, don't laugh, fuck it. When I saw Green Day, I look back at it now, and I'm way back in the fucking hall, or the home, or the center, and it's a giant stage, and for all I know, they could be in another county, because I'm not near. When I saw like the local bands, I was right beside the stage. So I think that's more fun. The Slayer, we got VIP. So, you know how I said a couple episodes ago that I sometimes don't like the whole blind novelty thing. At the Mayhem Festival, we got VIP wristbands because I was blind. I wasn't complaining then.
Nah, I wouldn't be either. I'd be like, you fucking bastard, give me one of those.
Well, yeah.
But I was fine being just 3 rows back from the pit.
I was probably that close myself. Well, I don't know because I can't see shit.
Yeah.
And then it was funny because we were really thirsty because it's an all-day show and you get thirsty. We paid $6 a piece for water with melted ice, and we almost bought unsalted popcorn because that's all they had. Fuck, $6 for a cup of water.
You see, most of the things that we did were like while we were sitting there drinking, doing drugs, and listening to metal was like sit there and discuss the various themes within or what we perceive to be themes. Because, things tend to be subjective and you start saying, oh, the band could have just been saying praise Satan as like, something cool to say. Meanwhile, we're taking, oh, wow, if they used Satan as a metaphor in this song, then it's a fucking XYZ. I mean,
I took that route, and then I found out that dissection aren't using Satan as a metaphor. They actually mean freaking.
Yeah.
Have you ever? Maybe obviously this never happened with like a major show, but this happened to several local shows where we were gonna go and we were all there and we started listening to music and had like a drink or two. 7 hours later. Wait, weren't we supposed to go to we missed the concert because we were too busy just hanging out listening to music.
That has never happened to me.
And it always happened when someone would bring in like a new album or something we haven't heard. It was
That has never happened to me. Whenever we were set to go to a show, we never missed it. Now, we missed the opening act because someone didn't get the beer in time. But we always made it for like what we came to see.
I like how aggressive that was. Someone didn't get the. If I could, I'd lynch them.
I was 21. You could have had me pick it up yesterday.
Fuck yeah. No, I mean, it never happened to anything major, but it was because we're just hanging out and I don't know. We got lost in our happy place, and then it was like, and then I get a message the next. Why weren't you at the show? Sorry, but that's the thing. I love music live or anyway. What I was about to say until you interrupted me like 45 minutes ago. Archgoat released a new live album, and it is fantastic. And if you would not mind, I would like to play you a selection from the live.
You should have posted it in the chat 20 minutes ago while I was talking.
Yes, but I wanted to do an introduction.
Yeah, and you could have done your introduction, and then I would have clicked on it, and it would have been there.
No, because you were talking, and I wanted to hear it because it was telling an interesting story.
Well, fine. I'm going to have to stab you now while you look it up. I don't know how I'm going to do that with you being on the opposite coast, but I'm going to figure a way to stab you.
We have these, yeah, we have these conversations all the time where we little arguments. Yeah. So Are you missing what the fuck was that? Are you missing live shows?
Yes,
Are you missing live shows because of this lockdown crap? Well, here, let me make it up.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You need ad block. I like how polite the crowd sounds.
Motherfucker! I don't know, I might crush a couple of you. They're not gonna let me go. How you people doing tonight? You people feeling all right or what? I have a feeling I'm going to regret this. I am bigger than Godzilla. I am bigger than Gamera. I am bigger than Mothra. I am Milano. This song is called Kill Yourself.
All right.
I like how polite the live crowd in Archgoat sounds. Just yay, compared to the SOD crowd.
Yeah, we had Archgoat, Black Messiah, and
from the
SOD.
Black Mass, from the new Black Mass Triple X live album, which you should buy. And that was SOD with Kill Yourself live.
Off
I don't know
of
if that was
the Stormtroopers of Death re-release.
Yes, which you should also buy. Go spend some money on some metal. But yeah, so the Archgoat, I really like that live album. It's quite good. And SOD, it's sad that I never got to see SOD live. Although Scott Ian's saying that never say never.
Yeah.
What's What the fuck is they're gonna come back? They're gonna come out in their 60s. Sergeant D in the nursing home. Sergeant D is coming. It's gonna be a while because he's really old, but you're on his list still.
He's gonna shit on your lawn and empty his enema bag.
That's what he's gonna do. You were saying that the Rotravor demo sounds really familiar.
Yeah, it does.
This would be.
It sounds like something that I would have, listened to at one of the Greensburg shows. I mean, the progressions sound very familiar. I think I moshed to it, but it's like a haze.
Well, our viewers would like to know what music you listen to.
Yes, I keep posting music I listen to. What the fuck?
Yes, but they want to hear more. They're like fucking vampires, man.
Like what? 2 of them?
Yeah, since we took like a year off, yes, probably 2 of them, but they're still like vampires.
Exactly, I guess. I don't know.
I kid because I don't care.
Don't ask me for my password. God damn it. I don't know. I'm just like all fucked up at the moment because I'm just like not even here at the moment. I'm not even on drugs. This is just me like having done 3rd shift for the first time in ages. And finally waking up and realizing, oh shit, I guess I should have bought energy drinks.
All right. I'll save you.
You'll save me. Good. Save.
From yourself or something? Let's see.
Because I'm not making such entertainment here.
Let's see.
Now, if you would have caught me yesterday, before all this happened, I had all this shit on my mind. Now I have nothing. But I wanted to do this anyway because
all right,
reasons.
Yeah, it's... I hate when the internet doesn't... Yeah, it's...
Order 182210188481 is arriving. Please confirm your order confirmation. I ordered nothing.
Good.
I love this spam.
You should always order nothing.
It's always that fucking, Nigerian prince saying you're going to win $10 million because I died.
Go win $10 because Jim died. Rochefort with Intimidation from the 1990 demo,
Uh-huh.
which I believe has been re-released on some sort of compilation or something.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you like good death metal, then
Yeah, you can check out Roger Ward.
if you don't, then why are you here?
I don't know.
So we do have plans, and we're sorry, people. We're out of practice. We're trying to get back into it, and
Yet another reason why I wanted to do so many in so few days.
yeah,
It's like, whenever you feel it. When you don't, and I'm not.
yeah. Well, we're going to do different things. We were going to do a Lords of Chaos review, but Jim didn't have much to say, and I already did a review of it. I thought it was kind of funny. Who knows? We'll do album reviews. If you have anything you'd like us to review, if you have anything you'd like us to play on the show, if you're a band or something, or if you're a label and you'd like us to play your stuff, and if we like it, we'll play it.
All right.
If you
get this fucker rolling out then, because that's about all I got in me.
Yes. Okay. This has been the Swine Brothers Show, episode 173. You can email us at cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. Facebook is Swine Brothers, and don't worry about Twitter. A lot of things are coming in the near future, so stay tuned. For the Jim, the Sing I'm Mutant by the Blind Kid. We'll see you next time, kids.
God, I suck today.
Yes, you do, and that's why we're going to kill you.
Good.